Hey, what's up, guys? Just doing a quick little show here. I saw someone throw a little bit of a tantrum, and when that happens, I gotta do my own show because my voice needs to be heard. Otherwise, I look like a jackass, right? Yeah, I can't have that. So, a really interesting week. Okay, so on Spreaker. So, Friday, or maybe it was a Saturday, I don't know. Desert Rose did a show, okay? And me and Stabby were in there, and I think it was probably just me and Stabby only. I don't recall anyone else in there. If there was, I just don't remember any of them. But we were in there, we're just talking to Desert, and it was unusual because we never see Desert Rose. So I don't really talk to her, except for whenever she does a show every, month or every other month. So I don't really talk to her a whole lot. I don't talk to her on Twitter. I don't talk to her on Skype. I really just don't talk to her. So whenever I see her, I like to say hi and what's up and all that. That's just, that's the person I am. And so I went in that chat and we were having a good time. Everything was fine. Me and Stabby. And then I didn't think anything of it. I thought, okay, well, it's nice to see her. She's never really fucked me over. She's never really started shit with me. So have fun, And I'd have fun anywhere. It doesn't really matter to me that if I'm really good friends with them or not. I just like to have fun wherever I go. I don't like to get personal or too personal or anything like that. That's not my style. I like to do a little mix of gibberish and just having a good time everywhere I go. I don't really change on Facebook. I don't really change in real life. I am me pretty much 99% of the time, outside of maybe in front of bosses, and that's it. But otherwise, you get what you get. So I didn't think anything of it. We went to her show, and then what's her face? Debi was on, right? And so I went into Debi's chat. Everything was fine. So me and Stabby went from Desert Rose's chat to Debi's, and then I didn't think anything of it. And then me and Stabby, we were having a good time, even in Debi's chat, and I didn't notice anything unusual. The only thing I noticed that was kind of unusual was that, she was summoning him from Desert Rose's chat. And I was like, okay. So, I just thought it was just funny, okay, well, it's just a jab, and so we went to Debi's chat right afterwards, and, we're just talking our usual, like we have been for years. Me and Stabby, we are who we are, and nothing's really changed. We talk the same. He has his own little personality. I have my own. And I'm pretty much the same in every room. So, we went in Debi's. We chatted it up, did what we did, and then Debi's show ended, and I didn't think of anything. And then I thought everything was cool. And then I noticed we went to the Wolfman's chat. Now, Wolfman is this guy who hosts a paranormal show. I've called into the show multiple times. It's pretty fun if you're into the paranormal. Even if you're not into the paranormal, it's really funny. If you're a skeptic and you don't believe any of that shit, well, listen, and you'll laugh. And if you believe in the paranormal, it's all right too, because they have their own little cast of characters. Like there's Willie, who gets really mad and starts screaming every time he calls in. This dude's gonna stroke out pretty early. And if you ever look at his picture on Spreaker, it's with his sister, and his sister's smoking hot. And then there's this guy named Kurt, a black guy. I assume he's black. He has this really blackish voice, like very polite and black. Kind of reminds me of Mr. Solutions in some way. And so, it's fun going over there because it's its own little set of characters, right? And let's be honest, there's not much on Spreaker. This is dead, really dead. Compare this to 2 or 3 years ago, Spreaker's dead. I mean, it's just Debi's show. There's sometimes Guy Shea whenever he does a damn show. Rick gave up on Weekend Edition, or if he does it, it's very rarely. So there's really not much entertainment. JP and Mr. Midnight Movie. They're pretty good, but again, very infrequent. You can't count on them to really do a show as often. So you basically have two choices on Spreaker. You got Debi Daily, who puts on a good show, And for someone who's on as much as she is, surprisingly, it's all right. And I know she has her haters and stuff like that. And usually, whenever she grabs a lot of people, it's always okay. If it's just her, it can be okay too. But usually, she'll get into stories you've probably heard, maybe a dozen or 2 dozen times. And I don't blame her for that. She's been through a lot, and she always recollects her story, and it's her show, so that's fine. I'm not complaining anything about that. It's just her show. But when it's just her, generally it's either music or a story you've probably heard, or sometimes it's not. And I'm not badgering her about any of this. No, content's fine. That's fine. It's something that I don't think anyone else could pull off on here. I certainly can't. I mean, I never do shows longer than 45 minutes. You know what? I take that back. I one time did a hour and 30-minute long show, but that's because I had a panel on, and yeah, they kind of helped me. So, anyway, so back to my story. So, anyways, after that show, it looks like we went to Wolfman, and then I noticed Debi getting really aggressive, and I was just fucking around, just having a good time, screwing with Stabby, slightly screwing with everybody. That's me. I just slightly mess with you. I'm able to have discussions with people if people want to go deep, but for the most time, my mode's just slightly mess around, just kid around, because to me, life's really too short to really get pissed off about this shit, especially Spreaker bullshit. I mean, who cares, really? All this gets deleted at some point. All this will disappear. So the best thing to me is you get a laugh, and I get a laugh, or others get a laugh, or just having a good time. I mean, really, that's what life is about, is having a good time and enjoying the people you hang out with. I mean, there's other things, but if you're on Spreaker, this is just, a part-time hobby. Everyone's having a good time. And a good thing about Spreaker is that you can play video games, you can do other things while listening, or you can get crazy and just not even listen to the show. Pretend you're listening to the show, because if you look at the chat, you can kind of semi-determine what's going on, and you can pretend to listen. But yeah, okay, back to the Wolfman thing. Sorry, I go off on tangents like a little woman. So anyways, about that. So yeah, I went to the Wolfman, and then I noticed Debi getting really, really aggressive. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, wow, what's she pissed off about? And then it didn't dawn on me about the whole Desert Rose thing, but I'm guaranteeing that's what it was, because there was no problem till I went into the Desert Rose show. And then she made mention of someone showed her some Skype conversations that I had and what I really said. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I barely use Skype. And actually, when I do use Skype, I don't know, it's mostly to share shows or stuff like that. So I found that like a very odd statement that someone would say. Someone showed me how you really feel about me on Skype, or whatever she said. It's probably deleted by now, who knows, in that Wolfman chat. It's like the baptism show. She was reading some of that on her show the other night, which are now deleted conveniently, but and she didn't see what she read what maybe me and Stabby said, but unfortunately she didn't read what she said. She was just as much as an instigator than anyone else. And I said hi and hugged to her initially too, and she didn't say that part. And then she said some of the mean stuff I said, which wasn't bad at all, and I talk that way to everyone. Everyone gives me shit. I give everyone a little bit of shit, just a little. Enough, you gotta live a little, If you're gonna be on here, you gotta live a little. So yeah, she got really pissed, and then I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked back at her chat. Then I noticed the link that I told people to go to this Wolfman chat. She deleted that. And I was like, okay. Because, I don't know, I guess she has some fear of another show's, popularity. She's always talking about listens and all this. So I was like, the only reason I did that is because your show ended. And when your show ends, doesn't mean everyone else's fun has to end either. And so we went over there, me, Stabby. I don't know if it was anyone else. I'm pretty sure it's just me, Stabby, Debi, And if there's anyone else, I can't recall, but I'm not going to rule it out. But it's just us three, and she just got really aggressive and mean as fuck. And as much shit as she read that I said, really wasn't that bad. She said some mean shit. I'm going to include it in the screenshots here because, again, she could go back and delete whatever she said. It's her right to delete that, but screenshots speak for themselves. So I'm going to include those screenshots. Look under the description so you'll see like how she was. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And then, and so I was like, what the fuck ever. And then Dislex did a show Saturday night. And I was real hyped about that because Dislex, I don't know if you know, is a guy from Texas. You know, I talked to people like Ash and all them around. They're really like a tight-knit group. And then him coming back, especially after his accident, to really do his show. He got his own house and he has his own like podcast room, I believe it is. So for him to come back and to be fully him, like he's the most outrageous person on Spreaker. When he's at full energy, Dislex is fucking hilarious because he has it all. He can do prank calls, he can do stupid shit, say stupid shit. It's just a lot of fun being around him. He's not a bad spirited guy. You know, he's just one of those guys that, you know, you can just hang out with and have a good time every time. So I was really excited for that show. And then I showed up a little bit late because I was having some problems. I think I was shopping or something. And so after that, you know, I went in her chat, or not her chat room, but I went into Dyslex's chat room. I said hi. And there's a lot of people there, like Paul, Bjorn, Ash, and, you know, people that are mostly Dislex related to were in there, and it was a really good show. And Dislex had his new girlfriend on. She might be a fiance, I don't know, but it was fun. So high energy. Just, you know, he gets really interactive with his chat, which is very good. And then he drinks. He even butt chugged, and he got in trouble for butt chugging. The only thing he didn't do is prank call. I mean, he goes deep when he prank calls. It's just so far out there. So, I don't know. It's just too much. So anyways, I saw... so out of nowhere, I saw Debi go in there, like, spamming her show. And then she got banned. Like, I thought maybe it was a sock, right? Because it was, like, Debi Daily, and then she spammed her show over and over and over and over, probably at least, like, 20 times. And I don't think Dislex and Debi really had any problems with each other, so it was very weird. But then again, me and Stabby were in Dyslex's chat more than we were in hers. And then she was spamming, and then I said, like, she's chimping, or Debi loves Debi, you know, just messing with her, because there's absolutely no reason to spam her own chat in Dyslex's room, because... she had her own show going, I guess. Like, I don't know if she can't handle competition. Like, it seems like there's been no one else this long that maybe she can't handle that. I don't know. I mean, you'd think that if you're running your own show, you'd focus on your own show, right? Like, if I'm doing a show, I don't care about some other show. I don't know. I guess that just doesn't matter to me. So... She spammed, and then I said, yeah, she's chimping out, just giving her a little rough time. And then, I don't know, she kind of freaked out about it. She did a lot of shows, and then she deleted them. And that's her right. She can delete whatever she wants. But unfortunately, just because you delete a show, or maybe she didn't delete it, maybe she just made it private, and she might go back and edit it out, all the stuff she doesn't want people to hear, or whatever she wants to do. I don't delete anything. I don't keep any shows on private. Every show I've ever done is up besides one, and the only show I did delete was a show my mic didn't work because I'm a fucking idiot. So other than that, yeah, I keep everything up. All my drama shows are up. I never take down anything, because if you say it, someone else will find it and it'll make you look bad. So from what Stabby and others said, it sounded like she was screaming at me mostly, and then a little bit of Stabby, not so much. I guess she's just used to yelling at Stabby. And it's so funny. Like, Their relationship is so ridiculous. I mean, think about this. Like, Stabby goes in there, and look, Stabby is this liberal, he doesn't like to admit it, but I think he's pretty far left. And then, because, I mean, Bernie Sanders was far left, and he supported Bernie more than he did Hillary, but that's not necessarily an indication that he is far left, but he supported a far left candidate. And he spouts his liberal stuff, and he can be obnoxious at times because you never really hear sometimes his personality. Like, he just wants proof, just prove it, which is not so bad, but when you're just having a conversation and then it's just like, oh, that's speculation, oh, that's just your opinion, it's like, yeah, of course it's my opinion, And I'm not here to rag on Stabby, I'm just saying, like, Stabby's Stabby, you know what you're going to get. He doesn't really break from character, he's pretty consistent. And, he's a good person to have in your chat, he keeps it alive. Sometimes he always threatens to leave if it's just not him in there. Or if it is just him in there, and then he'll threaten to leave. So that stuff's really funny, I gotta love that. And so yeah, I got yelled at, and I got turned into this demon or something like that, and I got banned from her chat room, all for, it appears, going to Desert Rose's room, and then she just tried to make it out that I'm some bad guy, I did all this, I said all that. It's really not there. I don't delete anything I say in any of these chats. I don't delete any of my shows. You can read whatever I write, and it's never bad. Well, I mean, it's slightly bad. It's really nothing. But I basically talked away and just, I just am who I am everywhere. I try to have fun wherever I'm at. I try to bring joy and try to keep things going. And so it's sad that I got banned. Why me? Why did I get banned? So, yeah, I'll include some screenshots. Sorry, I can't talk. Ugh, how embarrassing. But then again, I don't really come on air anymore. So, I'll include some screenshots. Well, you can't really delete, so just proving my case. I'm not some huge asshole. I am who I am. I pretty much talk the same everywhere. And yeah, maybe we can put up a show that got deleted or something. So, yeah, Debbie, you're welcome to my chat room. I won't block you. I don't block anybody. So, just semi-clear in my name that it was just the most bizarre thing, because I've been talking the same way to her that I have the last few months. And the last little tiff we had, I'll explain, and maybe she's still pissed about that a little bit, it was on Facebook. She said, like, and I'm going to paraphrase here, she said something like, you're a dick or something if you celebrate Thanksgiving. Something like that, right? And I was like, what? Thanksgiving? Yeah, in some ways, yeah. But ultimately, always be thankful for any holiday you could get. Be thankful for any holiday that you can go and spend time with your family and friends. And so I just responded to her in a way she didn't like or something, and I was just like, I can't remember what I said, but wasn't bad, and she got all defensive, and I was just like, come on, it's just like Thanksgiving or something. And she got really mad or something. Oh, and then, what pissed me off was, okay, so that happened, whatever. She didn't agree with what I said. I didn't really agree that you should feel bad if you celebrate, Thanksgiving. So that night at her show, she made mention of it, like, oh, the BWC is watching you, or like that. And I was like, really? That's how you treat somebody that comes to your show almost every night, has a good time with everybody there, but all of a sudden I'm the asshole because I disagreed with you over this Thanksgiving nonsense, and then to threaten, it was like an implied threat, like, oh, they're watching you now. And it's like, all I did was just maybe reply in a way that she didn't like over a fucking Thanksgiving thing? was like, good lord, dude. That's how you treat, like, people that keep your chat afloat and, you know, make people want to come hang out? I mean, holy shit. I mean, fuck, if that's your response to something you disagree with, I mean, yeah. I don't know if I really want to hang out with you. I mean, that's really scary shit. Like, I'm going to threaten you with stuff because you don't agree with me? That's fucking retarded. So, and then I was like, okay, whatever. If she's going to be that way over on social media, why am I talking to her? And I was like, okay, boom. And then, so I was just like, okay, I'll just be in her chats. You know, I'm not trolling or anything like that. I'm just going to have a good time in her show. And then that was it. So I just had good times in her show. And I was just going to be an end show only person. And that's all I was. And, you know, I don't even really talk to anybody on here, on Spreaker, outside of their shows, really. It's changed. The dynamics are gone. Like, I don't even talk to the people I used to talk to a year ago. They don't even think I exist. So, no, it's cool, though. So, that's why I think I got banned. But the thing was, that happened around Thanksgiving. And then I've been in her chat since, and she's been nice, and I've been nice to her. So I just thought, let's just let bygones be bygones, and who gives a shit, you know? Whatever. And then, so the Desert Rose thing happened, and then all of a sudden I'm a bad guy. Like, you can try to quote everything I wrote in every chat. It's nothing. It's stupid. And as bad of a guy as you try to make me out to be, some of the worst people that have done shit to you, they're still around, and I've done nothing really bad. I've just pointed out stupid shit, and that's it. You'll never give me credit for not being personal, but I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy, right? So, alright, that was just my 2 cents on this matter. Y'alls can appreciate my new show. That's right. See, you guys should all ban me from your shows more often. Maybe I'll have to do a show and put my side and explain it and bitch and moan like a bitch, because I'm a bitch. But no one else is, just me. I'm the bitch of all bitches. So yeah, that was my show. I can't think of anything else to talk about, because I don't give a shit about sports a whole lot. I don't give a shit about anything else. I can't think of anything really else to comment on. I don't know. Like, this is it. This is it, folks. So, and I thought about it. Well, you know, if she's gonna ban me and all that, that's fine. It's her right. Maybe I should think about doing my own show more often, or maybe bring back My Mother's Basement. I did 10 episodes every Sunday, just my thoughts and all that shit. So I might bring that back. Why not? I mean, the fuck else? You know, it's nice weather. You can't beat this weather. I love it, dude. Just, ooh, could take walks for miles and miles and barely sweat. It's the life, man. It's the life, yeah. Anyways, I'm out. Hope you enjoyed the show. Leave a comment. Don't hit like. Don't share. And I'll see you around Spreaker somewhere. Later.